yours, my friend.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Okay, but how many times have you had to wait for me? Like, for real?
I was just like, I'm gonna post this video real fast, just this little 2-minute video. I'm gonna hop in the shower, like 10-minute shower, here we come. Like, because I'm going to get hair and nails done, so I don't need to wash my
Yes.
hair, And I'm like, okay. And then you're like, I'm ready, and I'm like, oh, of course you
Yeah,
are.
because you never expected me to be on time today, did you?
And I was just like,
I was
good
like 10:01. I'm
Lord.
like, I'm ready.
And then the dog started barking, and I was like, we're not doing this. You've been quiet for 2 hours. We are not doing this. Oh, Lord. So what did I miss? Welcome in, guys.
Nothing, nothing. Good one. Oh, we love you too, GL. We love you too.
Yeah.
Always so happy when you're here. Welcome in, Claricella.
11:11 on my clock. Geo.
I love it. I love when GL's here.
Holy Lord. Hold on. Hold on. I don't think I opened.
Man, I haven't had my music in like a minute for live. Where'd you go? Like, you just got here. Welcome in, J-Dog. Hope you're having a good day. We're not listening to this, though.
Okay.
I'm like, where'd you go? You just got
I
here.
believe I'm back. Welcome in. Thanks, Steve Ferry. Thank you for the gifts.
Steve Fairy, how are you?
Oh my goodness. So as long as I don't knock the whole stand off of this table, I know you guys are super close and I can't help that. I'm sorry. We're in a different location. I can't help that.
I'm gonna step out. Want to go get some breakfast from the local cafe. I don't want to make a mess. Well, enjoy your time getting breakfast, sir.
Bro,
I want
welcome
breakfast.
in, bro.
I want breakfast. I'm just over here drinking caffeine.
Bags.
Oh,
Keys and ChildOfBalance.
nobody need me hyped up today.
Oh goodness. Holy
The 8 of Wands
Lord.
out. Don't nobody need that.
The Eight of Wands. Was that an Eight of Wands? Because that's
Dude,
what it
that 8
looked
of
like.
Wands will
Yeah.
go away if you paid it.
If you paid it.
Oh, 8 of Wands bringing in the towers for everybody.
Oh, it's so funny because I just posted a video which you don't know about because obviously, but it's like I just posted a video that was all about how like what we've talked about in the past, how like it just shifted just like a
Yes.
day to today and how everything's coming back around and you stop trying to control your tower because you're being moved out of the
Yes.
way.
Oh, dude, that's the message. Like, stop trying to control your tower. Like, that's literally where everybody is at right now because everything has been brought to the surface. Like, we are out of eclipse season. We're out of the full moon that just lasted for like 4 days. Like, we've got so much. And when we talk about, I want to say this because we talk about this, but like, we're going to talk about this. Astrological placements, one, not an excuse for bad behavior, but two, it's all about the available energy to people. So the thing is, it's not like doom and gloom, this and that. It's literally about what these things represent and the available energy to you in these transits. So it's like, there is so much energy. You're not, what are you doing? Dude,
And my,
behave yourself.
my mother has this really cool table because I'm home now, so my mother has this really cool table that like it's a coffee table that the top like elevates and you can use as like a TV tray. But like in order for me to not be like in the camera, like I need to sit diagonal the TV tray.
That's no, dude, I know what you're talking about because when I sit outside on the pallet
So
couch,
like I'm like
I'm like,
I need to move this back down on the table so that I could move the pillows so that I could bring this back up on the table. When you weren't planning on going live, but it just felt like a decent energy day.
yes. Yeah, man, everyone's been like hermit all week long. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Like, do not engage, do
Okay.
not respond, and do not be provoked. But that's the thing. What we were talking about, people keep trying to control their towers, and it's because all of this loss, all of this grief, all of these wounds, like that you've been out running, have like come to the surface again. And now people are sitting in this space where like they're almost being overly critical of all of it, and it's like you just gotta ride this. Like you can't
Okay.
outrun it. You just can't. Stop trying. Stop trying. Because it only gets worse the more you outrun it. Because it's like, when I say this Eight of Wands, like, I told you can't pay the Eight of Wands to go away right now. And the Eight of Wands is this intense, fiery energy. And like I said, it's coming in literally like a wrecking ball. It is knocking and deconstructing all of the shit. I mean, we say it often, but literally like all of the shit. You're supposed to be in this area where you're focusing on like what you're creating, what you would like to happen in your life, all of these things, and not focusing on what's collapsing. The collapse is part of your rebirth. It's part of your new beginning. And the thing is, you have to stop sitting in a space where like, now's not a good time. I'm not quite ready. Like people are almost like pulling the rug out from under themselves while they're trying to control this tower. And the thing is, more and more people on the other side of the collective are realizing like the power of collaboration. We like to call it the power, I mean, like the power of three, the power of anything multiplied, right? Yeah, God. Teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. But see, that's the thing. We're not meant to do this journey alone. And the sooner people figure that out, like, the better things will be. Because, yes, healing is an individual thing. That is your path. That is your this. We're
We're
not.
not saying join a cult. I feel like that's a
No!
very we're like,
Do
no, you
not
should be
drink the
able to think
Kool-Aid.
independently. You should be able to ask questions. You should be able to contradict. You should be able to have your own types of way of thinking, of coming together, and you come together to
Yes.
form a better way. Like
Yes.
it's all perspectives accounted for, not my way or the highway.
But
There's
that's
a
the thing. When I
difference.
say, like, teamwork makes the dream work, if and yes, don't go join a cult. Correct. Yes, that's the disclaimer for today. We're not doing that. But the thing is, nobody gets all the pieces to the puzzle. Nobody. It's not it's not designed that way. No one gets all the pieces. Nobody can do this all by themselves. It's about coming back and all realizing how connected we all truly are. That there's no one way, right way, wrong way. It's about being able to have that open mind. Because when you talk about your consciousness, when you keep an open mind and you're willing to see things from a different perspective other than a belief system that is ingrained in you, you're expanding your consciousness. It's not I gotta go meditate for 5 hours. I gotta pay somebody to tell me about my past lives or what my soul purpose is. Because this is the thing, your purpose is yours. Do you really think we're going to discern this today? Do you really think that Spirit said, I'm gonna tell Keys and Child of Balance what this person's purpose is, and oh, they're only gonna find it out if they tell you? Absolutely not. Your purpose is discovered by you. It is revealed to you. It is only revealed to you when you balance that ego, when you take off all the masks of who you thought you had to be, who you pretended to be, whether it was to cope, to get by, to survive. It's only when you deconstruct everything that your authenticity can come out, that it can shine. So that's the thing. Other people are never going to tell you what your purpose is because it's something that you discover yourself. Oh, GL, what'd you
Well, but it's not even that. It is 100% agree with what you're saying, but it also comes down to the fact that like should you with your own free will choose not to do that?
Yes.
You could be living quote unquote technically outside of your divine pathway, divine whatever, your soul's plan because you decided no, I'm just going to live the 3D life this time.
Yes.
Like that's your free will. Nobody can encroach upon it. You know what I mean? And you got to be careful because, and I could, this is coming from us too. Like the information you receive from any reader, any intuitive person is only as good as the person is good with themselves.
Fact.
And that's unpopular opinion, but like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, and people say like, oh, it's only as good as you're healed or whatever. And like, whatever, but if I really have something that I'm harboring and I'm not sitting in a neutral zone, then everything I deliver will have a little bit of that harbor energy to it,
We
a
were
little bit of
just
that
talking
one way
about this
lean,
morning.
a
Yep.
little bit of that this. So you got to be careful when you're relying on somebody to tell you who you are, which is wild. You shouldn't do that. Do not
Nope.
recommend. But if you're relying on someone to tell you who you are and exactly what steps you should take and exactly what decisions you should make, and that person is not you, you got to ask yourself, where does that person sit with themselves? Because
Um,
like we could give advice, but
Sunshine,
to
you can
dictate what
either
you have to do is wild.
you can donate either Cash App or Venmo. You can either go to my link tree or you can go to Child of Balance's link tree and just pay one of us, and then we worry about that on the our end. So you can
Yeah.
donate to either one of us, and then just let us know in the chat how you donated, and then we'll get you on the list. If
What
you
do
want
you
a
take?
private dual read, that has to be booked on our website.
What do you take a tarot card that really wants to stay sideways? I call it a bridge.
Call it a bridge. So it's what you're moving through. So it's like, I'll give you an example. So like, hold on.
To me, it's something you might be currently working on or
Yes.
dealing with. It's something you're transitioning through. You're still in the active process of that stage. And then they might even throw multiple bridges in my space because of the way that me and Keys read. Sometimes we get multiple bridges, so we're told to put multiple cards together as one massive bridge as to something you're currently working on. Or they might tell you that once you get out of this first bridge where you are, you're going to realize XYZ, and then you have a potential other bridge coming your way because it's a one step after the other, one foot in front of the other kind of a movement. So either way, a bridge is forward movement unless they tell you specifically
Yes.
that you're stopped on the bridge.
Yes.
At least is the way I read. I mean, like that's for
I
us
mean,
because you
yeah, that's
asked
how I read
us.
them. But that's how I
Yeah.
read them too.
Like
They're
you asked
bridges, but they're
us how we read
transitory
that.
cards.
So
They're
yeah.
like yeah, they're a transition card. So like this is where you are and you're starting this. This is kind of your present. It's your present. This is where you're at. This is what you're moving through. Welcome in, Alicia. Like that's what you're moving through, and then what you're trying to move towards. Does that make sense? So you got
Yeah.
your bridge out. What's on the other side of your bridge is what you're moving towards. Should you choose to transition through your bridge?
But I'll tell you what, very rarely is bridge energy verbatim the card meaning.
Correct.
So that's where you really need your intuition to be listening to that part of you. You need to be listening to that part of you because sometimes it's not that, you're transitioning through a guy who's an emperor. Like no, sometimes it's that stability, it's that foundation, it's that structure. You're learning to lose or gain structure, and that's where your intuition has to come into whatever. So that's not how everybody reads it, but because we don't really read tarot and we kind of read intuitively more, that's how we both in our spaces read the sideways card. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps.
Alicia reads today are 2222 and they're dual reads. So you will hear from both myself and Child of Balance. The list is open. We'll be on here for maybe about 40 more minutes. You can donate either Cash App or Venmo, either from my link tree or Child of Balance's. Just let us know how you donate and we'll get you on the list.
Well, I'm glad that helps. Yeah, if the hermit was out sideways, that's something you're bridging out of hermit mode. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's also like your learning stage too. So don't be afraid to look at it in a different way. You know?
Correct. And that's the thing. Never feel like I'm going to say this, never feel like you have to take a card as its ride or wait definition meaning. Feel the energy, look at the symbolisms. How does it make you feel? Like things like that. Because just because somebody defined it to necessarily mean something, use your energy, your intuition, and what it's telling you. Look at it outside the box sometimes, because that's the thing. We're not meant to be in a box. We're not meant to be defined just one way. So let it flow. Let it hit you the way it needs to hit you. It's your reading.
Yeah. Just always run it past your feelers, you know what I mean? Because
Yes.
you should technically be feeling into every card, in my opinion, right? My
Yes.
opinion.
Correct. And because that's the thing, like, Every deck is different. I'm so like every deck is different.
If you don't read Rider Waite, every deck is different.
Yes.
So welcome in, guys. We're gonna pop off with a little bit of a baby collective. And then we are going to open up read spaces. We'll be on here for roughly about an hour or so. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. Everything is 2222 today, and you will hear from both me and Miss Keys of Wisdom off to my right. So, whoop, whoop. Holy Lord. I'm sure they are, because that's what all the hermit mode is. It's that inner deep dive, that self-reflection. It's that taking a good look at yourself. It's that inner work,
Yep.
you know? So I would not be surprised at all.
Correct. Hold on. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
When it got a little too still and I was like, what's going on? I look up and you're like,
Hey, check your spaces. GL said she paid. I don't have anything on my end, so I'm gonna tell you check yours. Kat, I'm so glad your life is so good today. Like, there seems to be like almost like 3 subsets of the collective right now, like based on. I mean, I know there's more of the collective than that, but like there's people who are struggle busting it coming out of all this energy. There's people who like were really working hard before all of this energy the last 6 weeks, and they're starting to see a lot of, I'm gonna call it the fruits of your labor, as cliche as that sounds, but like you took the time in the 6 weeks to kind of like, I want to say, sit your ass down, and you didn't fight it. See, that's the thing. You'll see who fought and who didn't. Because some people who are really bad at sitting, like being still, like, I need to do this, I need this. You finally listened. And you're just like, I just need to be. I just need to observe. I just need to rest. I just need to whatever. And now this next week for people is going to be something fierce, one way or another. Like, you're either really good and you're watching things just kind of fall into place, like, super quick, almost to the point that you're like, what just happened?
all right, we're good to go. If you want to kick off Miss GL, we got Miss GL on the list.
Miss GL, do you have any questions? Do you want a certain topic or something touched on? Just let us know. She just wants a general. Right off the
Good
bat,
morning.
I want to say, like, I'm picking up on this energy of kind of just being kind of fed up. Fed
It's
up.
frustration.
Yes. And like, I have the rise up card here, and it's like, I kind of want to say, like, you want to burn it down, and you're, that's literally what I want to say. Like, you want to burn it down. Like, you have sat in spaces that you've been in for so long, and I kind of want to like give you, I don't like to give labels, but I want to give you this label of being the bigger person, being the one who bit their tongue from time to time, and now you're just done with it. You're like, I've reached a whole new level, and I'm sick of this, and I really want to see, I'm really in my head here, and catch you on the flip side. Like, I'm done entertaining the shit I've entertained for so long. And I have a card out here. It's called the Eternal Self card, but it's the fact that it's 23 on the card, which is 5, which is this forward movement. And I want to tell you that whatever you feel is holding you back from speaking what you actually have to say, now my team is saying, you are now going to be afforded opportunities to have conversations that you once chose not to have. And when I say once chose not to have, I almost get this sense of I didn't want to be hurtful. I didn't want to say something. I know my words can be harsh at times, so I chose to use silence. But now, and like I have the redemption card out, I'm like, and now it's time to redeem yourself. Now it's time to not have to put everybody else first. I spoke to a congresswoman yesterday on NDN issues. Jesus.
What?
She just said I spoke to a congresswoman yesterday on NDN issues.
Okay, that's so funny because I was just going to say that your fire is not to be taken as destruction because I got this Queen of Wands out here, pair with my Chariot, pair with my Eight of Wands, pair with my Ace of Wands.
There's
It's
fire
not to be
everywhere.
meant to be taken as destruction. It's taking your fire and your enough with this bullshit and doing something with it. It's your
Send it
creation
to the
energy.
Indian reservation issues.
It is it's literally like that's it. I'm done with this. And it's one of those things like I'm getting cold chills. It's one of those things where like I've seen it. Don't tell me you guys don't see it too. Don't tell me this isn't in your awareness. Don't tell me you just blind to all these things. Don't tell me that you don't look around and you don't want the same thing and blah. Like it's just like but I feel like you're the rallier. That's the way that I want to say it. And I feel like that's what that fire energy is. And honestly, this is more what this Seven of Cups is. To me, it has nothing to do with options, decisions, or choices. This is literally like gathering your cups. That is the way that it is like coming to me as like the gatherer of cups rather than the not knowing what to do. It's almost like you've spent a lifetime being like, I don't know, this, and kind of putting up with it to the fact where it has irritated your soul so much. You're like, well, shit, if no one else is going to do it, then I guess I'm just going to do it for everybody else. And I literally have this Ace of Swords out here paired with this King of Pentacles that just fell on the ground. So start at the bottom, now we're here. And it just really does feel like this is part of embracing who you are. It's not so much that 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 you're giving up. You're at the point where
Getting started.
you tried so hard not to give a fuck because it was destroying you to care. That's the way that I want to say it. It was destroying you to care. And now that the universe, guides, source has pushed you to your breaking point of caring so much that it ate you alive, you had nothing else to do but holy hello whirlwind of energy, which is your fire, but it's also seated in your passions. So don't think that you're popping off sideways and you're coming off crazy because they're talking about the reason that you are so fired up and the reason that you get so angry and like every single thing that happens in your community happens directly to you is because it's paired to your passion of what you are, because you are placed purposely with the balls to speak with your voice on purpose in the community that you were placed in.
I'm the motherfucker. But you're not, but you are. Does that make sense? Because, like, when I say this, I have the Universal Mother card out here, which is the 18th card, which is 9, paired with the Authenticity card, which is the 13th card, which is literally takes me to the Divine Feminine. This is the shift in your feminine energy because what comes out last is the Being Bound card. So, like I said, it's like these paradigms and belief systems that you once held about how you had to operate within yourself. Now you're rebalancing that. You've spun your own wheel. You're no longer waiting for somebody else to come turn it for you. You're like, nope, I'm done with this. And now I like Child of Balance said, you're taking a stand not just for yourself, but for everyone else. You're driving this bus, is what I want to say. Like that's how my team is like, you're driving the bus now.
But I want to tell you, this is individually part of your individualistic death rebirth. This is part of your brand new cycle. This is part of owning who you are to the fullest, to the fullest, because there's a part of this coming together of your passions paired with physical action that, and I feel like I hear someone being like, well, I've taken action before. On this level though, with this amount of energy and oomph behind it, because there's like this there's like this feeling like where now you mean it, like with all of you. Like now you mean it with every part of you, what you're doing right now. And it comes from a place of fuck it, but from a because you care so much, it's I have nothing to lose, but I have everything to lose if I don't. Kind of an energy.
Yeah, it's an I'm not going out this way without taking a stand. GL, ask me what the question was again. Which one of us did you want to clarify that? Was it me or Child of Balance? It glitched on her for a second, but she had a question and it said, she goes, it's like I'm the motherfucker. And then she says, repeat the relationship quick last 30 seconds. I just don't know. Was it me or her that you wanted to repeat?
Relationship.
I wonder if it was me with the universal mother card and the authenticity card paired with
Probably.
the shift in your relationship with your divine feminine energy.
Yep.
Because that's why I said what really stuck out to me on my cards in particular is that the Universal Mother card is literally, and we started with the Rise Up card. So this is like your rise, your shift in this feminine energy and into your authenticity card, which was 13, which is the number of the divine feminine. This is you coming into the lead. Child of Balance, I saw had the Chariot card up, and I was like, you're driving this bus now. You have regained control of your chariot. You're not here for the ride. You're the driver.
I
Your
want to tell you that your ancestors are back, and I want to use the word back. Do you feel like your rage, and I mean this in a good way, your fed upness, your rage is sometimes almost uncontainable, or your bursts of, I need to do something now, I want to do something now, of a not a singular, I need to fix this, but a we need to fix this. Because there really is, I'm getting cold, chill. I'm getting so cold right now. There really is like this pull that makes me feel as though you're being pushed from your ancestors. And I want to use the big word ancestors. I don't even want to just say loved ones. I want to say ancestors. And it really feels like you're the, I want to say focal point, the focal point that everything is drifting towards right now on that timeline of that like lineage timeline is the way that I want to say it. I want to call you the decision maker, and I don't know why. I don't know if you act as the decision maker in a lot of things, even if they're small, um, within your inner family, within your whatever. But I want to tell you that if you are the person that people come to when they need that, like I'm gonna call it like that voice of reason, is almost the way I want to say it, to where it's like that go to that no bullshit kind of a person, straight shooter almost, but somebody who's actually going to tell me like it is and tell me what I need to hear, not necessarily what I want to hear. And I feel like you're that person for everybody because you see things through the lens that you do. But there's just something about the way that you make a decision. And I feel like they are really pointing me towards the fact that the way you make a decision, I don't know if you make a decision and you're just not a falter on your decision. So you make it and it's done with. And you're like, and then here we go. But they are just keep calling you the decision maker over in my team over here. They just keep using that word, the decision maker. And I have a lot of slow forward movement with this Two of Wands energy paired with this Knight of Pentacles, and then moving out of an imbalance in emotional energy through to a balance of energy, through to a balance of energy, and then into success, completion, into success, into success. So I'm gonna tell you, it's a long road what you're doing right now, what in whatever regards you are, for you personally, but it is coming out emotionally fulfilling for you, to where it's a little bit easier on the end to be you, to be you. I know that sounds weird. do you just feel like you walk around with an entourage? And I mean that with the best way possible. Do you just feel like you walk around with an entourage? Because I really do. I really get this like this feeling like you walk and then like 10, 20 people behind you walk. Like that's the way that I want to say it. Yeah, it just makes me feel as though like I can see you just walking, and then it's just like, oh, hey, who are all these? And it's like a whole horde of people that are behind you, and it just makes me feel like that's how you move on the daily. And I'm getting cold again, I'm getting cold chills, and they're just saying, don't forget that you are one, but you are many, and that is a very, and I'm getting cold chills. I'm getting very pushed to say that you are one, but you are many. And they're reminding you of your strength when you are many embodying one. And they keep saying that forwards and then they say it backwards. You are one, but you are many embodying one, over and over and over again. So just know that when you walk, you're not representing just you, is the way that I want to say it. And you're not coming with this, your strength. So if you feel as though, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, if you feel as though you've put up with a lot of bullshit in your life and you're like, why does my life seem like it's a lot of bullshit? It's because you are one, but you are many. So you are clearing things on many levels.
Not the bone collector and the compass card out here.
So, no.
But like, that's why
But
that
if you really do feel that way, like if you feel like
it
you
is fine.
clear so much, like if you feel like you clear so much stuff and you're like, how do I get that trial, that lesson, and this trial? How does this make sense? And then Brenda over here like gets one thing and I get six. Like it's like one of those kinds of a thing. Like I want to tell you it sucks, but you signed up for this. You signed up for this, but it's because they don't have a doubt in their mind that you're the one to do it. That's the way that I want to say it. And I feel like when you think, you don't think of just you in mind. And I feel like sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to just think of just you in mind. And I feel like that's what they're reminding you too. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you, and you will know when you need to do that. So when you get called to think about what's best for me, they're telling you to do it. When you get called to think singularly, to do it. To do it, because you always think in a we and an us format, even when it comes to your family, when it comes to your whatever the decisions you make, decision maker. The reason they're calling you something like that is because you are a collective thinker. You think collectively from many angles and from many lineages, is the word they're using. So just keep that in mind, that even though your decisions seem small, the ripple effect in other places that aren't here is large.
The path you're forging is bigger than you, but you need to remember to rest along the way.
Do you have like a short, I don't want to be rude, average to maybe just a little bit heavier for her frame size of a woman who I maybe want to say would be either mom, I want to say mom, would be mom who would have passed, or I just want to see if this is yours or if this is an early show up for somebody else who is later on today.
Not hers.
Okay. Well, then I'll be interested to see if that comes around later then.
Interesting.
Holy Lord. card. That is funny though. That is funny though, because the person later is native. So that is interesting that that would show up given the person we're reading for, as we're talking about the fact that you pull lineages together. That's just funny. I at nonetheless confirmation for the fact that you just pull people out of the sky.
Because her mom's still here.
You just pull people out of the sky. That's funny.
The uniter.
That is funny. Holy Lord. No. More cards falling off the table.
I just want to say, don't stop with the trust fall that you're in the middle of. Do you have any specific questions or anything you'd like us to clarify for you? She says, I trust you. Follow Renee.
GL, are you single as a Pringle or are you in a relationship? Because they keep throwing out.
Single as a Pringle. Well, she said single. I just said single as a Pringle. Widowed.
I don't know for how long, homie. Because I keep having this masculine energy that keeps hitting my table, and it keeps showing up as this King of Wands energy.
Yep, I got it too.
And I got it a couple times, and I was like, what? But then my team kept poking me in the back of the head, and I was like, okay, I'll do one more toss. And I got a King of Wands energy out here. I got it paired with an Ace of Wands. Decisions from you, both in your Two of Wands, your soul, and your mind, your Two of Swords, coming into a coming together card in not one but two decks, which is my teamwork, my Three of Pentacles card, followed by the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles. So I don't know if you're going to be single for long, or at very least, if you will be working potentially alongside a new masculine energy that is coming to the table, is the way that it keeps coming out here, because I keep clarifying this king and they're making it separate from you. They're not making this King of Wands your masculine energy on the inside. It is separate from you. And the fact that it is so many pentacles and they've already had you out here as the Empress, yeah, this is something new. So you have the potential right now with current energy to be running into something new. And I know that this is probably not something you expected to hear, but I literally have my Death Rebirth card, my Magician. So like you embracing all your shit. And then I have this Knight of Wands in this Knight of Pentacle this slow forward, coming forward energy. They have you out here as the Empress into the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. And that's after the Fool card, and that's after your physical new beginning paired with your fiery new beginning as you sit in fire energy. So, like, I'm not going to predict the future, but I would not be surprised if you bump into somebody that you're like, oh, well, hello. And I don't mean it has to be a super long thing. I don't mean it has to be anything in particular, but they are bringing mention to a potential King of Wands heading your direction. Slow and steady. The Pentacles are slow and steady, but
GL says I gave up on that LOL love.
yeah. So like it's slow and steady, but it's my team usually doesn't throw out those random love messages. Yeah, like my team doesn't really usually throw out random love
That's
messages.
why I said we don't even be doing that. And when I'm like, why are we doing this? Because we don't do this.
So I am curious.
Not being funny. You know, as soon as we give up or we release something, right? What happens? We give up on something, then when we least expect it, here it is. Here it is. Something we never knew we wanted or needed.
And then I go, I put all the cards away. Can I just have clarification? They gave me the strength card for what you're gonna need to have while you wait for this. They have the Three of Wands, which is my foresight card, into the King of Cups. I'm gonna just say the fact that it came out like 4 times without being asked and then clarification. I I mean, you can't prepare for it because you're not looking for it.
Oh,
So
but you're
continue
sitting
to
in a
not look
whole new
for it.
energy now. You are in a whole new energy now.
You're in
Yes.
a new part of self, and you had the potential of with this new energy attracting, whether you're looking for it or not. You're gonna pull it to you like a magnet. Slow and steady, the Fool card. Slow and as I pick up this deck and the Fool card's on the bottom of the deck.
Two of Wands.
Like you're going to be attracting it to you. Like I said, it could be nothing, it could be whatever, but at least for when it is present, whoever that masculine will be bringing you joy. It will be bringing you fulfillment, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. It could be platonic, but regardless, you do have a masculine entering your energy slow and steady like, and he has already headed your direction with where he's at currently on his path right now. So just keep that in mind. I know that's so not what we are used to doing, and it sounds weird even saying that to you, but I got poked in the back of the head. I don't know. They're just saying don't take it off the table, I guess. I don't know. They're just being like, hey, don't abandon it all together.
Doors are still open.
like just don't
GL,
abandon it all
thank you
together.
so much for letting us read for you today. Like, I'm serious. I feel honored and privileged to do a read for you. She says thank you in advance, universe.
Yes,
Oh my
gratitude.
gosh,
Always
that is
gratitude
it's the
first.
gratitude. It's the gratitude before it gets here. That is the magic ingredient. The gratitude before it shows up in your physical world.
It's so random, dude. Like, yeah, it's so random that they're like, oh, hey, by the way, at the end, like, I just if that happens, you're gonna have to circle back and be like, so,
Yeah. Send us
like in a couple months when that comes in. So, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Yeah, like literally the emperor. Like I'm telling you, they're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but they keep
trust.
placing it outside of you, dude. Was that what is that what is that? Hold on. I keep throwing these one deck on the floor. Like if life could get any like more difficult. Oh, oh Lord. Of course we have a full moon card as we're in a full moon with a full illumination. Well, not anymore, but we just were. Welcome in, guys. Thanks, Miss GL, for all your time, your space, your precious energy. Thank you for sitting down and chit chatting with us. I know my
Yes,
hair's
thank
kind
you
of
so
crazy,
much.
but you know, we're getting our hair done later, so I don't have to worry about it right now.
We're just wearing a hat over here.
You're like, I just
You're
put a
getting
hat
your
on
hair
her.
done. I'm like, it isn't hair washing day yet, so he's gonna put the hat on.
You're like, and but the list is open, guys. We probably have time for one more read. Um, we have Cash App, we have Venmo. If you would like something felt into or pulled on a question or a topic or just a general, Jesus take the wheel style, we can definitely do that too, especially with the clarity, the truth that's coming in for the collective right now, and people's illuminated towers, and the fact that thank you for the share, and the fact that you guys are being pushed into this new form of self. A lot of people have been looking for direction, myself, and Miss Keys included, in the fact that we're like, where are we going? We keep asking our teams, what is happening now? Where are we headed?
But
The
part of the
laughter is
assignment is literally staying in the present moment. Because the thing is, when I say this, and I want to say this, the universe is blessing people. Don't take away the surprise. Don't worry so much on how it's going to come in and what pieces you need to put together, because there are blessings. This is miracle season. And I'm not saying that in a cliche way. The energy here is literally all about abundance and blessings and miracles. Yes, GL, this will be uploaded to YouTube and your read will be time stamped. So you can go back and watch it as many times as you want.
within 24 hours, so it should be up later tonight. Yeah, it should be up later tonight on Eastern
Yes, it should
Standard
be up
Time.
later tonight within 24 hours.
Yeah. Because I have so much to do, but I try to do it within 24 hours. I'm glad that you love the laughter, because laughter is one of the most underappreciated medicines out there. One of the most underappreciated healing techniques is laughter. It's hard to be upset and laugh at the same time. And it raises the vibration. It gets your whole body involved, especially when you're truly laughing. All of you has to laugh when you're truly laughing. So
Yes, that is the
I'm glad
soul.
that you enjoy that on this channel, because we try to keep it light
We
and,
laugh and
but we
cry.
can get deep.
I'll stretch out my
Nah, I mean, what?
I gotta stretch out my 6 foot legs real quick.
I know
Sitting all itchy and
you
proud.
can't see it, but my legs are this way. So you can't see it, but they're over there.
Fucking humorous. Oh
Oh
no.
my Lord. But if you guys have collective questions while we wait, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. We do not mind asking collective questions. Also, guys,
We love you,
please put in
GL.
your questions for podcasts, because we will be starting podcasts very soon. In the next month or so, we will be
Yes.
releasing podcasts. Um,
Message them
so we
to
will
us.
be answering
Email them to
questions. We're
us.
taking topics. If you have topics that you would like to
Yes.
hear about or stuff like that, because they're not just going to be random chit chat. They're going to be purposeful podcasts. So if you guys have questions, we'll do questions answered at the end of the podcast or whatever, and we'll kind of just go through them. So you can send them into our email, our Gmail. It's in the link tree, both in my page and Miss Keys of Wisdom's, but it is ChildOfBalance369. No underscores, no spaces, gmail.com. And we'll field everything and we'll answer everything. And it can, or as much as we physically can, it can be anything. I know a lot of people are really curious about are really curious about ourselves, our journeys, and stuff like that. So if you have questions like that, it's okay. You can ask them. Um, I truly believe we learn best by sharing our experiences. So
Oh, ask
it's
away.
okay. Like,
I
ask
got lots
away.
of
There's
stories.
no dumb question. If you want to know how to do something or the idea, any kind of collective question, we can definitely answer on the podcast. So there is no worries. But yeah, and we're gonna try to have them in video form and in audio only form, because that's kind of the whole best part about podcasts, is that
Yes.
they're audio.
You just
Like, you
listen.
know what I mean? Yeah. So, but we're gonna shoot to do
We also
them
have our
once a
faces
week,
be
once
funny.
every other week. What?
Sometimes our faces be funny, so like we gotta have video too.
Well, but that's the,
We'll be like fixed
but,
face.
but that's the thing, because we boo, but we, what is going on?
Dude, words
We
are hard.
both,
We're direct again. Words are hard. It's fine.
like have zero face filter. Welcome in, Mary P. We both have zero face filter. So if I say something and she says something, we're gonna be like, the boop, like,
like, I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Let me fix my face.
Oh, okay, hold on. You want to read, Crow? No problem, dude. Just go ahead, send in, and we'll make you our last read. That's no problem at all. No worries. At all. Howdy, Mary Pete, dude. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good. Haven't seen you in a while as far as like chit chat, and I see you say hi all the time, though. You know. But I hope you're doing good. I hope everything is on the up and up, and we're surviving and thriving through this kind of crazy energy shifts we're having. But it's all good things. It's crazy for growth. Don't overthink it. It's crazy for growth. Um, yes, ma'am. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's been crazy. Good morning, Stephanie. It has been crazy, but it's like that good kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It is that good kind of crazy. Let me check spaces. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alrighty, I have Crow on the list. So we got, would you like, it's more like an emotional roller
Ooh,
coaster. Hey, feel it all though, Mary P, dude, feel it all
yes.
because it's there to be felt. So the high highs, the low lows, because sometimes they last longer in our field when we try to not feel them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're doing the assignment. So just stay grounded, feel, and then reground yourself. You know what I mean? And then come back to the world because, there's a time and a place to feel those things when you need to feel them. And then there's getting lost in the feeling or the emotion. So just make sure, you know. Crow, do you have a particular question or topic that you would like felt into?
Number one hustler getting more.
Um, Tell me anything I might be missing or anything I might be missing or anything or general. Okay, so what do you need to know? What do you need to know? What do you need to know? Okay, no worries. We'll tell you what you might be missing. I don't know what I need to know. That's why I call the generals a need to know because that's really what it is. What do you got going on and what do you
Ooh,
need to
the
know?
Eight of Wands again. I can't pick a deck that that's not coming out of. First card.
Welcome in, pizza. All right, Crow. We're gonna pop off here. Miss Keys is gonna start you off, homie, and then we'll see what we got. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for tapping the screen, sharing the live, and having fun with us. Welcome in, pizza. Welcome in.
I want to start off by saying that I'm getting a lot of reversals out here, and I want to say you're almost the cause of your own anxiety. Because my team just keeps saying, why you keep putting a price tag on your piece? Like, the truth has been staring you directly in the face here, and I just feel like you're overcomplicating something that doesn't need to be this complicated. And I want to tell you, you can't do new things in old spaces. And you've got the sun card out here. You've got the upside down 10 of cups, and I'm just getting that like the things that there's this emotional imbalance in your life that while you're trying to figure out what your next step is, it's almost like, oh, I want to say crying over spilt milk, but I do. There's a fear of it, there's some kind of fear here. That's what I want to say. I'm trying to find the words because my team is like saying different things. There's some kind of fear here about if you actually got the things that you want, that it would upset everybody around you. There's just this imbalance. And that's what I said. I'm just getting this anxious energy where you keep sacrificing your peace even though you know what it is you want to do. That's literally how I want to say it. You know what it is you want to do, but it's gonna ruffle some feathers. That's exactly how I want to say it. It's gonna ruffle some feathers. And my team is like, if you really want to do something, why the hell do you care what anybody else thinks? These are the seeds that you're planting. Like now, like I said, they're the seeds you're planting. You've planted seeds. And I want to say you planted seeds last year. I literally want to say you planted seeds last year. And now that they're starting to spring up, that's how I want to say it. Now that they're starting to spring up, it's causing you, what is the word I'm looking for? Come on, words are hard today.
Who's
It's
this
causing
guy?
you
I like.
I want to call
I
it chaos energy. Like you're fueling your own chaos. Because like this is what you asked for. You planted this last year, and now it's here, and now you're kind of like, I don't know if I want this. I don't know if I want this because it's going to bother some people. It's going to ruffle some feathers, and they're asking you to return to the reasons why you did what you did in the first place, why you started where you started.
this is completely out left field, and I'm a little concerned with what my team's doing today. But who's the guy? Who would be representing so much upside down and imbalanced masculine energy out here because they threw you as an upside down chariot and a queen of swords, like all up in your head about something. I got the upside down lovers. I have an upside down king of pentacles, upside down king of swords, upside down emperor, and they have you out as the empress trying to get it all done, and a high priestess in reverse not being able to put her conscious and her subconscious energies together, and had the justice card out here struggling balancing who and what you are in all of your spaces and places into one cohesive functioning thing. And it just is really pulling me on this masculine here as being an energy outside of you. And if it's not, I really want you to tell me that, because it really does come out here as somebody occupying your headspace
Uh-huh.
more so than anything else you have going on is like crazy, because he comes out here as this 10 of wands energy, and you actively working through this 8 of swords, which would be, I'm getting cold chills, which would be like freeing yourself from, it's like this 8 of swords paired with this Knight of Cups. And I feel like your freedom came with your emotional movement, with your emotional price. Like it was an emotional price to pay, is the way that I want to say it. And I really do feel like you're setting yourself free because you had to do what was right for you. And it was one of these things that this is where you fully embody your empress at the end. And you do have this freedom of this 8 of swords into this Knight of Cups as both bridges, and it's like one bridge leads to the other, is the way that I want to say that. And then the tower moment, but this card is not a tower of destruction. And I knew I brought this damn deck to Jersey for a reason. This card is not a tower of destruction. It is a tower of clarity. It is a
Yes.
tower of inner illumination. And I feel as though it comes out after the freedom, after the reversals, after after the putting to bed of this negative energy in your space, this unbecoming of you is the way that I want to say it, energy in your space. Because there was just something physically about this person that was not helpful to you, especially when it came to your physical fulfillment, your home life, your relationship, your there's just so much here that didn't serve you anymore. And I feel like that's part of the way that they have you being this Queen of Swords. It's almost like you had to make a mental decision because it's like your heart couldn't take it. Like it was like it's like a weird way of saying it. It's like you had to be the logical one. As the judgment card falls out, like you had to be the logical one and who had to make the call is like the way like, and I just mean the call for freeing yourself out from under this. And I even mean energetically. Like, whoop. Did anybody? I hope that was caught on camera because that was wild. And we got the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So you fucking took physical. Sorry. You took. Why am I apologizing? Curse all the time. You took physical. You took. I don't know what just happened. You took physical action with my Page of Pentacles. You took physical action paired with this Knight of Cups, and it just really makes me feel like you're on to the best energetic you, because there's something about the creating something that comes with the Empress that I feel like they're highlighting here. And then the Page of Pentacles on the bottom of this deck too. So I really just feel like they're giving you a little bit of a congratulations for pulling your energy back. And I want to say maybe making some decisions that were hard and you literally sat there contemplating over. Like sat there like, I don't know if I should do this. And you were all up in your head like, I don't know if I can do this. And you were battling your like head and heart almost about should I, shouldn't I, should I almost I feel like should I wait, should I not, should I do this, can we make this better, can we, and it's just like I just feel like something won. Oh, I'm getting the puzzle piece of death. Something won, and it just makes me feel like you chose you. And because you chose you and your peace of mind, yourself is now where you're seeing the upswing, is the way that I want to say it. Because there's a part of that Empress in that one deck, that Harmony deck, that really just feels slightly blissful. And that's the way that I want to say it. I've been planting seeds for a while now. So Keith, she's talking about your seeds. Yes, I've been planting seeds for a while now, and they are starting to spring up. Cord cutting. I got the candles. I've mostly got him away from me, but I feel him think of me. I've been happy for the first time in a long time, and it's hard for me to leave people when they need help. Yeah. Yeah, so that makes sense as to why the the King of Swords was out as a bridge after, like it was the, what did I say it was, the wands, no, the one of the other ones, and then it was 2 or 3 cards, the swords in reverse, and then you came out as the upside down emperor. So yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you're saying you feel like he still tries to energetically
like
do little
thoughts.
tugs.
It's intrusive thoughts.
Yep.
It's intrusive thoughts, and I want to tell you right now, based on, I mean, I just want to, don't feel that when you choose yourself, just because someone else needs help, that their burdens become your burdens to bear. Because see, the thing is, I like, you like to help people. It makes you feel needed, but it drains the shit out of you. So as a result, you can keep going back and trying to fight other people's battles for them that they're not even willing to fight for themselves. And the only one who's going to end up energetically drained, physically drained, almost like an emotional mess is you. So when I say this, if there's some kind of, I don't want to call it a hang up. I kind of want to call it a hesitation or a second guessing here. I really want to call it a second guessing. Do not second guess the decision that you already made going through the transformation that you're already going through. Don't allow yourself to adopt someone's intrusive thoughts or the way they're trying to energetically get your attention. Because the thing is, you've already discerned that it's not yours. You feel like it's coming from outside of you. You don't need to pay it any attention. So don't second guess yourself. Think, oh, well, somebody's trying to reach out for help and I should help them. No, no, no. People need to help themselves first. And when you've been in a space where, now I'm going to say this speaking from experience because I can feel this here. When we're working on us, sometimes it's easier to pause for a second on our path so we feel like we're being useful, we're being needed, we're being this, and seek that out in other people and shift our focus from ourselves onto others. So I want to tell you, you've been planting these seeds, you've been working on you've made decisions that says I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. I'm trying to facilitate things in my own life, right? As Child of Balance with this with the Empress card coming out over there. You are creating, you're birthing, you're doing new things. You can't do new things in old places. You can't take the past with you moving forward, and you can't fix anybody.
You said the thing about him is you barely knew him. You barely knew him this time.
Correct. But energy recognizes energy no matter where you are in the 3D.
You got the Wheel of Fortune, the going round and around card. You got the Star card, your ethereal connection to the Emperor in question. You barely knew him this time. Energy recognizes energy before words are even spoken. You could have saw the pattern a mile away and was like, swerve and good on you, but it was still your lesson. It was still your lesson this time. Doesn't mean you have to go through the blah, 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 blah that would have entailed. But the fact that he gave you red flags and you were like, oh, red flag, and you acted on the red flag without having to suffer through the repetition of that lesson shows you learn the lesson. And that is also the same part that I was going to make about your other comment. It's hard leaving people who need help or in help or whatever. Like, it's one of those things, though, that people need to learn at their own pace, but they also need to learn for themselves. You can't learn for somebody else. So even though you can see what's going on and you can try to tell them, doesn't mean that they're going to understand and understand it enough to not have it happen again. That's why the lesson's there. The battle is the lesson. The battle is what they have to go through to determine that they don't need to do it again. So you can save them from it this time, but that just means that next time it finds them, are you going to be there to save them? Because you can't learn somebody else's lesson for them. That's the hardest thing as healers we have to come to terms with, but you cannot learn somebody else's lesson for them. If they are a wise person, a lot of times they can learn from you having had discussions and conversations, and if they're open-minded enough, a lot of times, and they're willing to heed and listen to what other people have to say, they can understand what you're saying to avoid a lesson sometimes. But a lot of the people who are truly in the hurt when we find them are not in that open energy state to be able to hear you. Your words, your energy, your caring, your love, they're not in the state to hear you. If they were in the state to hear you, they would be in the state to hear themselves, and they wouldn't be in the state that they're in. And that's not a bad thing. We all are at that point in our life at some time or another. So it's no shade, no harm, no whatever. But sometimes we have to realize that we can only heal and we can only help from a place that we're at. So if we are burdening ourselves to help another, then we're missing the point. The healer heals themselves first. The healer maintains themselves first. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, but it's one of those things, like sometimes you'll get somebody who latches, and it's not because they are who they are. It is because you are who you are, and you hold the weight that you do, and your energy is what it is, that it comforts people who need it. However, for you to have the energy that you have in order to help others, you have to cut people off, because there's a certain time when you are comforting people and when you are their crutch. And there is a huge difference. And
Because you help
as
those who want to
the
help
person with that
themselves.
energy, as the person with that healing ability, as you are the person who has to set that boundary, and you set it. So they're congratulating you for it. Whatever you had to do to separate from that situation energetically and physically so that it best served you was the goal. Yeah, you did what you had to do, and they're not mincing it. I'm not getting energy like, oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Nope.
You know, it's one of those things, like, you just reclaimed your energy. Now it's up to you to maintain what you've reclaimed. Because, as you know, every interaction has the potential of forming a temporary or permanent cord. And the
Yes.
more that you are in touch with people time and time again,
Exactly.
lifetime and lifetime and lifetime, that cord is there. You know what I mean? So if you say you feel like it might not all the way be done, it might not be. Because if you're going round and around, cycle after cycle, different lifetime after lifetime with the same kind of an energy, it might not be. So you might have to go a little bit, and then you might, later on have to do another callback or another whatever, or another, to further reestablish it. But just give it a little bit of time.
Correct.
I want to tell you, you're going to notice your abundance kick in. If you haven't yet, I want to tell you that you're going to notice your abundance kick in, because there's something about the Seven of Pentacles that I really am taking like the fruits of your labor kind of here. Like, as Keys was talking about planting the seed, like, look at this card. It's literally all the seeds sprouting up into something great. And that's literally what it really feels like. And it's out here as the Hermit and the Wheel, and not the Wheel. Slow down, guys. And the World as a bridge. And it just makes me feel like, because you are putting an end and completing a piece and a part of your journey, right? That inner light that this card is shining, right? That Hermit card, that inner light that you are establishing. I really do feel like you're bridging into your abundance season. And not that abundance is finding you and the world is, no, F that. It's the I'm abundant now phase. It's the nothing is stopping me phase. It is the
Well, my energy is
abundance in
my
its many
currency.
forms phase. That it's
Yeah.
not just money, it's how I feel about myself. It's joy is an abundance of joy. It's an abundance of this, abundance of things just
Abundance
working
of
out
peace.
for the oddest of reasons. Like, it's
Yeah.
abundance in so many different ways. And I feel as though sometimes you kind of get a little bit, I want to say, overthinking. Like, I want to say you kind of have like a lot going on, to where sometimes you think so much that you feel like you don't have a thought. And I don't know how I want to say that, but it's like there's so much static that it's like so much stuff, and then just they're just telling you, don't be afraid to slow down, because slowing down is not stopping.
No.
Slowing down is not stopping. And
This is my
if you
mind.
just wanted confirmations on the mind link, I'm going to tell you the cards that I have out on this table. On the mind link between you and this emperor, this reverse emperor, it's literally the Page of Swords, which is literally the messenger of of ideas, of thoughts, of clarity, right? The Chariot, you following it and linking it back to your emperor in reverse. This is you sitting in your foresight. This is you sitting exactly where you're supposed to be. I know it sounds weird, and those are not like your typical clarification cards, but
No.
this, to me, if you just wanted someone to be like, boom, that's what it is, boom. According to the cards in your team, that is what it is. Like, what it is. So just keep in mind that the best way to quiet your mind is to realize what's yours and what's not. And that's that Eight of Cups, even though it cups is emotions, because when your mind is hectic, it swirls everything else about your energy. They're telling you, if you want to, I almost want to use the word peace. If you want to find peace in your current position, start with your mind, because your mind is the raciest of things. If you want to find, okay, shut up. If you want to find peace in your current situation, right? Literally the Eight of Cups. You want to find peace on the inside, emotionally, in your current situation. You need to quiet your mind. Queen of Swords in reverse, and your Five of Cups in reverse, your lack of peace. Feel like, feel free, because your mind has been anything but peaceful for a long time, is the way that they're saying it. And if you want your mind to be a mini sanctuary, go inside yourself. And that's part of this hermit mode. But it's not as I'm going to caution you from a person to person standpoint. It is not as a runaway. It is not as creating a life inside your head. It is knowing that you can find peace on the inside in any moment. And because you have continuous static, because you have continuous conversation, because there is forever something flying through your mind, creating quiet, there's never any quiet, but creating a peaceful moment in your mind is going to be something that becomes addictive. And then you're going to want that peace in every part of yourself. And that includes your emotions, your feelings. You're going to find peace in your body and watch how the world around you changes. So they're just talking about how for you, your inward journey, your inward revolution starts with your mind so you can better understand your emotions, your energy in motion, and it's going to help you differentiate is the word they're using. Differentiate between where your energy starts and another stops, and this and that, so that you can realize that 90% of what flies through your head isn't yours. It's not yours. It's a little bit of random thought. It's the people around you. It's the things from your subconscious that are coming to the surface. It's the things that you've been overthinking that you thought you got past, but you distracted yourself into thinking about something else. And then you have a moment to sit by yourself and then boom, here it comes. It is a continuous loop, and they're wanting you to start picking apart what is truly yours, what is adopted, and what is being thrown at you from left field.
Yep. Got to deconstruct it all.
Be careful what you become addicted to, though, because I like, from a human standpoint, my humanness wants to tell you to be careful what you become addicted to. And I mean that in the best way possible, because it'll feel weird at first, but then it'll become addictive. Just make sure it is in balance when you start to tune it into where you can have a peaceful mind state anywhere, because you want to make sure you're not escaping the world around you and going into your head space, because your mind is not you, your thoughts are not you. So just keep that in mind. You are your soul, you are your energy, you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are the byproduct of. So just keep that in mind. So make sure you're doing it in balance. In the beginning, it's exciting, it's fun, it's all this stuff, and we want to practice and practice. And I'm not telling you not to do that. Definitely do that. But you know the healthy line, and then there's the unhealthy line. So just make sure that you're always checking yourself. You know what I mean? We don't create a peaceful mind state to escape the world. Nope. It's so that we can be at peace regardless of what the world is doing. Yes, ground. Let me actually read what you commented. Hold on. Like, let me scroll up. So, okay, the guy I barely knew, he bombarded my energy. Yo, that man, oop, oop, oop. Oh my God, I almost reported you. That man had PTSD and lots of loss, and he was manic, and he latched onto me, and I felt sick. Yeah, it's because your energy felt better, and you're probably a transmuter, whether you realize it or not. A lot of people who latch, a lot of healers are transmuters, whether they realize it or not. So you were probably taking some of his energetic burden from him unbeknownst to you, and it made him feel better. Been getting better at cutting off part 100%. Can y'all tap into this newfound job and energy I'm in? I'm like so smiley and laughs lately. You want to give a toss at that, Keys? Feeling into her job. She goes, yes, yep, my mind is wild. Is a wild place, been meditating, and it's been healing me in places I didn't know existed. Exactly, though. Yes, change. Yes, everything's changing. It's been changing, and it feels so amazing, almost addictive. Okay, ground back to earth sometimes. Yeah, yeah. Whoop,
Well, first thing on the top of my head is I hear like work doesn't feel like work anymore, and it's almost like it's a newfound space to sit, because when you move out of a place where you do things out of desperation and instead of inspiration, and you're not doing things that light up your soul, now you're sitting in a space where like it's almost easy. It's almost easy, which ties back into that abundance energy that's coming in for you. And I don't mean it from money. I mean from the sense of you being in an energetic state where you're no longer aligning and sitting and doing things that don't feel right for you. Not that you don't think are right, but that feel right for you. Things become easier when you align with what feels good for you.
I want to tell you that you were moving out of a space and through the healing waters with my six of swords, but like with this three of pentacles out of a space where you couldn't come together, you couldn't collaborate.
Uh,
And when I asked about this job, I did get the seven of pentacles, which pulling back just confirmation to what Key's already said about it being part of your newfound abundance.
uh-huh.
And I have the lovers card out here holding it's the love of this new job. It's the coming together. It's this new emotional I want to almost call it like attachment to and this newfound love of your job, this newfound love of yourself and what you do. And I do have the Six of Wands out here as my victory card. Like, and it's just one of those things like it's no longer it's
No longer
it's
going through
it's
the
now
motions.
it's checking the emotional boxes is the way that I want to say it. It's like no longer just a paycheck. It's now a part of me.
Yes. Yes. You come out as the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. Like I said, this is all about you've created a new foundation for yourself in your physical world. And now it's like I said, I can feel it's like you're just excited to get up every day and go do what you're doing. You're not going through the motions. This is no longer, this is a new space to explore. And I want to say, ride the waves of the excitement. Allow yourself to be excited. And when I say that, because not everybody's excited about going to work, right? Not everybody's excited. It doesn't light up their soul to do what they're doing. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself. Because that's such an important part of this is, especially where you're at in your journey, is feeling your way through. You are aligning with what is, I want to call it like, what is your higher purpose, meaning, in order to get to your higher purpose, in order to discover things, you were willing to take a risk, you were willing to take a chance, you were willing to leave behind something to what, allow something new to come in. So you're understanding the assignment now. Part of not only being grateful for that is experiencing that, not worrying about, well, what's next. It's like, experience and enjoy what you're doing because you took a risk and a chance to get here. And that's the beauty in exactly what you've done. And that's what you're seeing materialize for you right now.
Yeah. And that's really just the way I get it out as the exact same thing. It became more than just this new job that you had to do.
It's a
Now it's something you almost want to do. And I want to tell you, because I got the hangman card out here while Keys was talking, I want to tell you, like, it is redefining for you what you thought a job could be. Because I'm going to be honest, like, you cared a lot before, but it was undervalued.
yes.
And you had no real place to put it, is the way that I want to say it. You had no real place to put it in old spaces that you were in. Like, and now you're finding a place to put you, and I almost want to say authentically, the amount, and I almost want to say the level of caring that you have for this job, because it ties back to your emotions. And I don't even just mean like your happiness, like
Oh,
it ties back somehow to your emotions for you, into almost help ushering in that new found like peace state for you. So if you feel as though, and I want to tell you this, if you feel as though your whole life is churning up but in the best way possible, it's because it is. And I feel the need to say that that's why the Eight of Wands came out in the very beginning with Keys, because it is fiery, like I'm gonna clear this field to build
yes.
something kind of an energy. And this is really pulling me back to that freaking video I threw seconds before we came on here about you're being moved out of the way and to where you need to be. So just keep following where you're led. You were called to cut somebody off. You cut somebody off, and you're now in a place that just feels right. Like that's the way it's all about the feelings with this job for me. Like it has nothing to do with money. I'm going to be 100%. It's like collaboration, and it's feeling the Nine of Wands and the High Priestess. Like it doesn't get any more on point than that. Oh my God, yes. Thank you for this share, Miss Kalilia. You are the best.
Hey,
Oh my
Kalila.
God, yes, I care, and it feels right to care this time and not draining. Exactly. Just make sure, same thing, keep yourself in check.
Yes.
Keep yourself in
Because
check,
there's
because
always a honeymoon period.
you are so open to giving all of yourself. Make sure you are refilling the all of yourself away from work. So even though
Keep
you
the
love your
stress levels
job,
up
you
so that you
still
can
need a
balance.
work-life balance. You still need to have boundaries. You still need a cutoff time, and just make sure that as much as you care and you give and you love and you apply yourself while you're on the clock, you need to give all those things back to yourself off the clock.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you will be drained because you'll be pouring from an empty cup. So
Yep.
just keep in mind, as fantastic as the job is and is coming out very fulfilling emotionally, mentally for you out on this table,
Yes.
just keep in mind it's our duty to maintain the balance. Nobody does it for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited. You do you, girl. Yes, give back to yourself 10 times more. Exactly.
Yes.
Give with your overflow. Yes. Yes. Yes,
1000%.
girl. Yes.
Yes.
Well, if you don't have any other questions and you do not have any other uh clarifications or anything like that, we appreciate your time,
Thank you
your
so much.
energy, your space. I'm glad that you did what was best for you. We always try to encourage people, regardless of what that looks like to us, anybody else, we have to do what's best for us, So
Absolutely.
I'm glad that you had the strength, courage, to do what you had to do for you, because it seems like that was the right move for you, your path collectively. You know what I mean? Thank you. I truly appreciate you both so much. Dude, no worries.
Thank
No
you.
worries. This is why we do this. See, I'm getting everyone to do hard hands now. See, it's like a fad.
My kids used me to do that all the time, and I'd be like, what are we doing? And now we're all like, hey.
Right? I think the first time I did it, I was like, did I just throw hard hands?
Yes. My kids
Somebody
are like,
gave like
no,
a gift, and I was like,
see,
ooh.
Joe,
And I was
it's
like, did I just...
Lily says it's our gang sign.
Sorry. I don't know why I just pictured like bumping into someone on the streets, be like, like a freaking weirdo. But I don't know. I want to tell you, I've never done hard hands ever in my life until I started going live. I don't know why I started going live, and all of a sudden, hard hands happened.
It's like a rite of passage.
I think it's just because I don't know what else
Sound
to
like a
do.
weirdo. No, you're
I
not.
think it's because I'm Italian and I talk with my hands and I don't know what else to do. So when you give me something, I can't give you something back. So I'm like, hard hand. It's like you handed me a hot potato and I'm like, oh shit, hard hands. But yeah, but if I see you guys, start busting out the hard hands, I know you be watching. Like, but oh my goodness. But guys, I just keep in mind I will not be on live the through the weekend into Monday. I will be back live on Tuesday. So just keep that in mind. You won't see me. We were able to squeak on for like an hour or so here. So we're both excited that we got to do that with you guys. But we appreciate your time, your energy, your space, your likes, your follows,
Thank
your
you.
gifts, your shares, all of that. For anybody who donated, we appreciate you, and always be reminded. I was going to say keep in mind. Always be reminded that we post these to YouTube within
Yes.
24 hours of when we have them. They are time stamped and they are dated, so you can find and skip right to your read in case you ever want to re listen to anything that's said. And it doesn't go away. I just leave them there. So it'll be with your first names or your screen name, and we'll just go from there. We are on Instagram and obviously YouTube. You can find both in my link tree or Miss Keys of Wisdom's link tree above. So please go follow us, subscribe, join our other platforms and help us grow in other ways. It is much appreciated. We also have a business page on Talk. We have always had it. I know some people think it's a spam page. It's not. Once it gets to 1,000, it won't look like a spam page. um, but
ChildOfBalance
it is
369.
Child of Balance 369. Yeah, and it's on TikTok. You will see the same logo. It's about 930 people,
20.
I think. Yeah. Um following. So we're trying to get that to 1,000 so we can post the link tree and we can go live from that account and it'll look less like a spam account. But it does have all of our videos posted from all three of the practitioners, me, Keys of Wisdom, and Miss Rooted Intentions, all in one place. And we're doing all of that.
Yes.
What? Oh, okay, hold on. I think we have somebody else. I'm sorry.
I gotta get ready to take Colin to art class.
I don't have to send you money back, Steph.
I mean, if you want to do the read for him and just charge him for you, we can do that. Or if you got to go, or
It's okay. I have to go because I got hair nails. I'm gonna have to send it back to you, Steph. I'll send it back to you because we just ran out of time. I'm sorry, dude. Well, I'll be on Monday or on Tuesday. I'll be on Tuesday, and we can try to go duel on Tuesday if
yes,
you want.
I can for sure do dual Tuesday. I can maybe go Monday.
Yeah. Well, not duel, but
Not
you can go
dual.
by yourself.
Not dual.
But thank you guys so much. I will send it back to you, Steph. I'm sorry. We just ran out of time, dude. But thank you guys so much. I will see you on Tuesday. Miss Keys might be live on Monday. You might see her Monday.
For sure
Thank you
Tuesday.
so much.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.